Failure is something every human being experiences at one point or another. It can feel crushing, leaving us with shame, disappointment, and the sense that our story has come to an end. Yet, the truth is that with God, failure is never final. What looks like the end in human eyes can be the very place where God begins something new. He does not measure us by our mistakes but by His grace, mercy and plans for our lives. Scripture reminds us that, though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again. Proverbs 24:16. God's love ensures that a fall is not a permanent state, it is only a temporary pause on the journey to victory. When we stumble, we often believe the lie that God is done with us. But throughout the Bible, God used people who failed deeply. Peter denied Jesus 3 times, yet he became the rock upon which the church was built. David sinned greatly, yet he was still called a man after God's own heart. Paul once persecuted Christians, but he went on to write most of the New Testament. Their failures did not disqualify them. Instead, they became testimonies of God's redemptive power. This shows us that failure is not a dead end, but a detour that God can use toward greater purpose. Sometimes God allows us to fall so that we learn humility, dependence, and faith. In our weakness, His strength shines brighter. Failure teaches us lessons that success never could. It strips away pride and builds resilience, molding us into the people God has called us to be. What matters is not how many times we fail, but whether we allow God to lift us back up. His mercy is new every morning, offering us another chance to start again. So if you feel crushed by a mistake, remember that God specializes in turning ashes into beauty. He restores broken dreams and redeems shattered lives. Your failure does not define you. God's promise does. With Him, every ending can become a new beginning. What the enemy meant for harm, God can use for good. Therefore stand strong in faith, knowing that with God, failure is never the final word.